Okay, guys, we need to talk. What the fuck is going on with these action figure design? Now I know here this is not to bash NECA. NECA is pretty much doing what we see on screen. However, there's a couple of refinements that they gonna do. So today in particular, I'm gonna talk about three figures. The first one being the deck Predator here from Predator Badlands. There's gonna be the Alien Earth and the new Jason Universe crappy figure that was unveiled at San Diego Comic-Con. So let's start here obviously with the first Predator here of from Predator Badlands. Again, where are all the good designers, man, in this on this planet? Why can't we just go back to what Stan Winston did back in the 80s and create like a proper badass looking Predator? Now I know this is supposed to be a runt, right, from the movie. It's supposed to be a young blood, an experienced Predator, but why does he have to look so weak? Like, I sure the lower face looks fine. It's just the way that his hair is, you know. And again, some people said that, oh, he's young, his hair line is going to get back, his facial features are gonna develop as he gets older. But why do we have to like wait and have like a better version of deck? For instance, if they make like other movies, why do we have to wait multiple years down the line where you can start with a great design and focus on that? And again, same thing here with this piece of shit look. Obviously I'm using the NECA as a reference here, but again, this is very bad. Again, in my previous videos, you guys made it clear that even you guys as collectors, you don't like this hockey mask design for Jason. Again, like I said, the body doesn't look too bad. It looks a little bit skinnier, but again, that hockey mask is very bad design choice. Again, why are we going backwards? We're supposed to go in front with these designs. Why are these designs looking worse than what the character looked like in the 80s? I mean, I don't understand. And again, same thing with this atrocity. And the weird thing is, I believe the director from the first Alien was also involved, with Alien Earth as a producer, right? Ridley Scott. So why would he approve this abomination when he was responsible for one of the best alien designs out there? And again, when I'm talking about alien, I'm not necessarily talking about the xenomorph. I'm talking about the alien creature in general as we see them in movies. Again, why would you approve something like this? I mean, just look at the front. Again, the back of the head doesn't look that bad, but again, look at this. What is this? What is this overly big lip? He looks stupid. His dome kind of sticks out. Obviously, the mouth should have begun right there. Why does it look this way? Very odd design. And again, the rib cage was kind of removed. It just looks like a guy in a suit, to be quite honest. The advantage of the first Alien movie is that they took a really big guy. I believe it was close to 6'10", a big African dude. And the way that the reason that, should I say, that the alien design works so well on the first movie is because of the proportions. Obviously, the guy was very lanky. He had almost like this NFL player look, so the proportion works. If you look at this guy, he looks almost like they took like an average size looking guy, put slap an alien suit on him. You can see his arms are very short. Obviously, in the series, if you take a closer look, the proportional are kind of hidden inside the shadows and everything. But again, even this one, if you look close, again, this was made in 2007. Why can Predators look this badass like they used to back in the day? Again, I'm using the Wolf Predator here as an example. Again, NECA, where is the goddamn Wolf Predator? Everybody's waiting. Again, I have been kind of kidding with you guys in the comments, in the previous comments, because I was kind of saying, oh, NECA doesn't want your money. NECA isn't interested in making badass figures anymore because they are lately focused on doing like these crappy repaints and everything. But again, look at this. This again, it's a collage, I believe, from like the video game. But again, this is what the hockey mask looked back in the day for Jason, for instance. Again, it looks very nice. The eye sockets look pretty cool. Again, it doesn't look something that was made, in 5 minutes from like a kindergarten kid. This thing looks awesome. Again, here's a comparison that I saw on Facebook the other day. This is the remake here from 2009. Again, this is I guess how he's gonna look in the upcoming uh, Crystal Lake Memories show or something. Crystal Lake, should I say? Crystal Lake Memories was the book, which by the way is a fantastic book on Jason here. But again, just look at the side-by-side comparison. This looks almost like a cosplay design versus this looks more professional. I mean, even like the way that the mask looks here, it looks like the mask is made almost like a of a wood material or like even like a bone. Like it just doesn't look right, man. And again, these are almost like 20 years apart when it comes to the design. And again, some people don't like the remake, but I think it's a pretty cool remake, one of the best out there. Again, I still think that Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003 is the best remake out there when it comes to a horror movie. But again, the mask, like, what are we doing? Why are we taking a step backwards? And again, this is not to blame NECA necessarily, because NECA pretty much is copying the designs from the movies or the TV series. But again, just look at the eye sockets. It's ridiculous. Why, man? Again, imagine if Stan Winston would have been alive today and he would look at how Deck is been designed. What would Stan Winston say, man? Why? And again, just this is I believe the screen used suit right there from Alien Earth. Look at this. Look how low his jaw is. I think this part right there is too wide. Obviously the dome needs to be lower. But again, who approved this, man? Ridley Scott, who again created one of the best Alien movies ever made. And again, one of the best creature designs ever made, in my opinion at least. And he approved this piece of shit design? I mean, come on, man, this is ridiculous. Just look how bad it is. Who sculpted this, and why was this person hired to do this job, man? This looks atrocious. And again, like I said, I'm not gonna buy the Alien Earth figures from NECA. I think there's just, again, a bad design. Again, in the movie, this here, again, this is a shot. This is Wendy. Again, just look at the hands, way too small. They removed that ribcage design, so now it looks like whatever, Again, it looks too rubbery, but again, I like the paint application on this one used. There's a lot of green hues. Again, I like this part of the head here. The back of the head is cool. The neck looks to be a little bit too thick. But again, that whole face, man, it's horrible. Why are we going backwards? We need like very good, talented designers to create, great, creature designs like we used to back in the day, like 45 years ago. Again, this is some, I guess, explanations of people saying that Deck is almost like a baby Triceratops, that his head isn't fully designed, yada yada yada. Because again, I guess this is actually a pretty good explanation. I guess kind of makes sense here. You can see like the evolution of how a Triceratops, skull kind of is. But again, why make this? And again, some people say, oh, because now Disney has the franchise, so they pretty much pussified the Predator to appeal to the modern audience. Man, I really hate sorry guys, I'm losing my voice here, but I really hate when people use the term modern audience. I mean, screw the modern audience, just make a badass design, like they used to back in the day, and then people will show up and the movies are gonna make money like they used to. Again, this is horrible. So again, the eyes, again, there's just something about it. Obviously, yes, he's a younger Predator, so his face is gonna be a little bit smoother. Again, we don't know how old he is. I believe Thea in the movie asks him how old he is, so we don't really know about that. But again, this is just a great example here. This is obviously the Jungle Hunter. This is like the prime one, a statue. But again, this thing looks badass. Again, designed by Stan Winston. Also, Stan Winston designed the City Hunter from the Predator 2. He designed pretty much all the Predators from Predator 2. And even Wolf here, again, made by Studio ADI. Looks badass. Again, yes, some people complain about the size of the mandibles versus the original here. But again, I think that this guy looks badass. The Future Predator, sure. It's not horrible design. It's still better than what Deck is, right? Again, consider a young blood. But again, even if you look at the first AVP movies, which again, those faces look horrible. Those are supposed to be considered young blood, but again, they have a more, I guess, mature face, more developed face. But again, I appreciated Predator Badlands. Again, I'm not gonna shit on the movie because I think there's some pretty cool stuff right there. I think Deck was a pretty badass Predator. But again, there's just something wrong. Maybe it's also because they used his face was CGI'd and not like a practical effect. Again, they wanted to integrate more, I guess, motion in his face. So you can kind of see the anger, see his frustrations more, which I guess worked in the movie. But again, there's just something about the face. Also, the fact that his dreads are kind of, on his back. Again, some people say, oh, this is the black dude Predator, because Disney pretty much ruined this design. Again, I also think Predator Badlands. Sorry, guys, losing my voice here. Goddamn, I should have took a glass of water before doing this video. But again, I think, in my opinion, one of the best designs from Predator Badlands was the Father Predator. I think he looked relatively cool, especially his face. Again, some people say, why does he has a badass face and Deck, which is supposed to be like the main character from the movie, has like a sloppy face design? Again, man, he looked badass in the movie. I think he has one of the best Predator masks, out there. Again, he has the white dreadlocks, this kind of crazy looking mandibles. Again, here's a screenshot that I took. I believe this was from behind the scenes in the movie. Again, this is Quay, the Dex brother, and this is the Father Predator again. They used massive guys here. I believe this guy is a wrestler, but again, they use massive dudes, which you should. I mean, if you're doing a Predator movie, the Predators are supposed to be over 7 feet tall. And again, he looks great here, right? Even Quay, which has like this, I guess, the dreads are on the back. I still think, while I'm looking at this picture, that maybe this guy needs more dreads. There's a lack of dreads here, but again, the costume design is fantastic. I believe this is the first time that you kind of see a Predator which pretty much all his body is covered. This has different garments here. He has a cape, again, incredible looking. But again, looking back at Jason here, what the fuck is, what is Hollywood doing with these movies? Why are they making the design so crappy nowadays? I mean, come on, man. Where's the evolution here? We are going backwards, not forwards. Again, the weird design here on the hockey mask. The chevrons are way too big. It's missing these holes right there on the side of its head. And again, another picture of Quay right there from behind the scenes. Again, very nice looking. You have the bone kind of right there, armor, the shoulder pads, the mask, which is similar to Deck. Very nice looking. Again, also the NECA figure of this one was announced. A little bit overwhelming because he was kind of posed in this T-pose with his arms on the side. It was kind of weird looking, but again, very nice design, this one again. And again, here's the great designs of Jason here. Again, this is part 7, which again, this design was made in the late 80s. Why is the new version look so sloppy versus this one? Again, this looks terrific in my opinion. One of the best Jason designs out there. Again, you can see the rib cage, it's all messed up. You can see part of the face right there with the teeth because of the propeller blade in part 6. Why are we doing this, man? Again, another shot of the Father Predator. This thing looks awesome right there with the small hair right there. Again, cannot wait to see the NECA version of this one, the Hot Toys version. Hope even Prime Studios are gonna do a 1/3 scale statue of this. And again, the part 7 Jason. Again, awesome design. Even the director, which I forgot his name from part 7, said, why are we keep doing a guy in a gray suit that has no damage to him? See, this is why some people should direct movies and some people shouldn't. Like, you have to have a certain design in mind, a certain purpose of how the character is looking. And again, the director from part 7 understood that Jason need to look, pretty much beat down, worn. He was pretty much strapped to the bottom of a lake for a couple of years. So, obviously being inside the water, the body would decay. You can kind of see his bones and whatnot. And plus, supposed to be a zombie. So even the face looks terrific here. Obviously, you can see the skull right there, his mangled teeth, the nose, or I guess what should be a nose right there. It's all rotten away. You have the chain right there. Just looks fantastic. And again, this is what the first Alien, looked back in the late 70s. Again, incredible looking design inspired by the designs of H.R. Giger. who helped create this awesome creature. Why is the alien Earth look so bad? Again, this is what I said earlier. See the dome right there, and there's not a lot of space in between the dome and the his teeth. This is what the alien Earth creature should have looked like, right? See the proportions here. Like I said, they took a pretty big guy. That's why he was called Big Chap. And again, the proportion look fantastic here. But again, this picture is like what, 50 years old or something. Again, fantastic. Look at what they did with the lips. There was like a translucency right there, right? You can kind of see inside of the dome. There's a little bit of a mystery. You kind of see his skull right there. This is top tier design, man. Why are we going backwards? Which is very frustrating to me as an artist, as 3D artist myself. I'm seeing these like modern designs for this modern audience. Nobody likes this shit, right? you know, Go make Jason better. Again, I hope that we're not gonna see him like this in the upcoming movie. This is very bad. Again, same thing for the Alien Earth. I hope that season 2 they're gonna give us some better looking designs. And again, same thing here for Predator. What would Stan Winston say today if he was shown this, right? This is bad looking. Again, I enjoyed the movie. It was pretty cool. But again, the whole design with his face, bring us back the Jungle Hunter. Again, it doesn't necessarily has to be the same design like a copy paste. Pretty much what the Studio KNB did back with Predators. They said that they wanted to bring the design back, which again, even KNB back in the day didn't manage to capture what Stan Winston did 100%. But again, they did a very good job with the Berserker Predator, right? So, bring talented people. Remove these atrocities from movies. Again, maybe I'm just nitpicking here. Some people may not care, but again, if we have bad designs for characters, that translates to bad looking figures. Again, the Alien Earth, the Xenomorph again from Hot Toys, not Hot Toys, from NECA here, looks ugly, especially the face, like I said. So, guys, as usual, thanks for watching. Make sure to give me a like, subscribe to the channel. This was a little bit of a rant here. Usually, I don't do these types of videos. Usually, it's pretty positive, but again, I had to take this from my chest because I realized at San Diego Comic Con that some of these designs, especially the Alien and Jason, are very bad. So, guys, appreciate you liking the video. See you soon on the next one. Have a fantastic day and enjoy your weekend. See you soon, guys.